As if by some divine miracle, the construction crew outside are here to help me emphasize the point of today's video. So I mentioned this on the channel before, but whether you're streaming, creating content, creating a podcast, anything like that, audio is going to be your number one priority. Video is very important, but people will put up with video that looks like this, as long as your audio doesn't sound like this. Now when it comes to microphones, I currently have two options. Number one, I mean, you can't see it, it's sat on top of the camera, but it's the Rode Video Mic Go. Nice, cheap and cheerful option. I think it's about £50 here in the UK. The microphone does not have its own power source. It uses power from the camera. And in general, I find you have to either be very close to it or you rack up the sound later in post. But by doing that, you also rack up the sound of every other sound around you. So that's static, white noise, ambient noises, everything goes up. You try and fix it, it gets a bit messy. And then we have option number two, which is the Blue Snowball. It's a favorite amongst gamers, YouTubers, podcasters, especially like it's so good at picking up fine sound that you usually get like musicians, and it's so good you get like ASMR artists using it as well. I don't really know how ASMR works. So recently this is what I've been using to stream and record gameplay stuff on when we're playing games on Shadow. But today we're going to be checking out this. It's the MDrill 1 for professional podcasters and streamers by a company called Thronmax. Full disclosure, they did send this to me, but we're going to be checking it out and comparing it to the Blue Snowball today. So the MDrill 1, if you hadn't heard of it before, it's because it was previously an Indiegogo project, which did pretty damn well last year, reaching 480% of their target goal, and they're now preparing for their launch on Amazon in March 2019. At the time of recording this, it's not available yet, so as soon as it goes up, I'll drop a link in the description down below. So what we're going to do is unbox the MDrill 1, talk about some of its features, some of the things that made it do so well on Indiegogo to start with, and do some comparison tests between what we've already got going on. Okay, so we're going to unbox the MDrill 1, and as I mentioned, as we unbox it, we'll just talk about some of the selling features that made it do so well on Indiegogo. Nice little instructional sheet. The main thing that I've read about this so far, and everything that this sheet kind of says, is about the 4 different input modes that it has, so you can change the mode that it uses. But basically the first one, cardioid, is kind of a direct sound. If you're going to be streaming gaming, podcasting, voiceovers, something to do with music, this is the one you would use because the sound is just coming from one direction, so it's going to pick up everything from that direction like crystal clear. Then you've got stereo, obviously left and right input, good for vocals. Again, musicians may prefer this option. Omnidirectional, basically every side of the microphone you're going to be able to input from. Maybe if you were doing something like there's a few different people on a podcast, you're all sat around a table, or even if, you know, plug it into your PC, you want to set up a conference call, use it as the main mic. And you've got bidirectional, which is one side and the other side, so 2 directions. Again, podcast, conference call, duets, something like that. And this is what I'll be using to start my ASMR channel. So this is the MDrill 1. Let's just take it out of his snug little hold there. I mean, first thing I'll comment on, you can always tell taking it out of the box. Build quality, it feels sturdy. It's like a weighted bottom, so it's not going to move around on your desk. Everything else, you know, it's metal construction, not cheap plastic. It's pretty cool. Just put him to one side and see what else comes in the box. There's more foam. We found more foam. In this small box we have some Thronmax stickers, a thank you card, you're welcome. I mean, you sent it to me actually. And a cable, which special thing on this compared to a lot of the Blue Yeti, the Blue Snowball mics, which use like mini USB. This one is actually a USB Type-C. And it's a nice braided cable as well, always a plus. So one thing you may notice about the microphone's construction, specifically the acoustic chamber here where your voice would go into, compared to other microphones where it generally has like a metal mesh cover over it. This is actually something which Thronmax have patent pending. It's something called vertigain technology. So in Thronmax's own words, they've said, while collecting the sound in the acoustic space, the typical mesh structure of current microphones scatters the sound waves inside the microphone, which interferes with the performance of the condensers. In the vertigain design grille, the sound waves reach the free condensers without being scattered by any grille mesh, and are collected in a more homogeneous pattern, thus resulting in high performance compared to other digital microphones. So a couple of other features to mention. One, microphone is completely plug and play. There's no drivers, there's no firmware. It's supported by Mac, Windows, and you can use it on a PS4. Much like other microphones, they're stating ambient noise reduction. That's one of the things we're going to test. And then last but certainly not least, the bottom has a ring light which can be changed into 7 different RGB colors. So for the RGB lovers or people with a specific color scheme in their setup, it's going to fit in perfectly. So with the microphone unboxed and the construction still going strong outside, it seems like the perfect time to do our first test, which is noise cancellation. So this is going to be our first test. This is all to do with noise cancellation, basically background noises in the room, air conditioners, building construction, things like that outside of my voice. How well do the microphones do at cutting out those extra noises? So we're going to start off with the blue snowball. And then first I just want to go completely silent just so that we can try and hear the construction noise going on outside. Yeah, it's definitely there. And then this is obviously just me talking, but through my talking, I'm just going to keep saying random crap in the hopes that over my voice you won't be able to hear that construction noise, which luckily for me is maintaining a constant volume of annoyance. Okay, so that was the blue snowball. Having listened to it back, pretty damn good. There's a reason why it's like the flagship for the blue microphones. Pretty good. Now let's plug in the MDrill one and see how it fares up. And then this is with the MDrill one. So for this, I've set the mode to the cardioid. It's the one which is directional because it's just sat in front of me facing frontwards. One thing I have had to do is turn the gain all the way down because there's this knob at the back where you can adjust the gain. This is one of the lowest settings, but if I was to crank it up like this, I believe they call this ear. And exactly the same again, the construction is at a very similar level to what it was when we were using the blue snowball. So again, I'm just going to go completely silent. And then again, with the construction still going on outside, this is my voice over the top of it. And then hopefully it's through noise cancellation doing what it should be, which is just picking up my voice and taking out the sounds of the construction. And those two guys having a chat about something out there. It sounds very interesting. So having listened back to both of them, I think, to be honest, in terms of noise cancellation, I'd probably have to give it to the blue snowball. But literally with the caveat that the reason why is the MDrill one seems to pick up so much sound, literally that vertigain technology that they were talking about with the increase in volume and clarity and everything, I think goes against its noise cancellation in the fact that it's so good, it's difficult to cancel stuff out because it literally picks up anything. If anything, I think we may have just found the world's ultimate ASMR microphone. Literally, this may be the best ASMR microphone I have ever heard in my life. I'm sorry if I just turned you on a little bit. And any other part of this, if you're going to be gaming and talking to people, or just using it for Skype, conference calls, something like that, as great as it sounds to you, it matters what it sounds like to the person on the other end as well. So we're just going to put that to the test. We're going to call Jamie from XNVR on Discord. We're going to use the MDrill one and the blue snowball and not tell him the difference. And then he is going to give his honest, blind opinion of which one sounds best. So the idea is I've got 2 microphones. Mm-hmm. I'm using one of them right now, but I can't tell you what one it is. Okay. And I would just like you to tell me which one of them sounds better. Okay. So we're going to start off with just a sample sentence that I will give you. Okay. Okay. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if he didn't stop eating because he had crippling emotional issues? Okay. Okay. That was your sample sentence. Okay. And all you will know this as is microphone number 1. Okay. Okay. Give me 2 to 4 minutes to swap these over because it's a complicated process. Okay. And I'll call you back. All right. Much appreciated. So as far as you're concerned, this is just microphone 2. Okay. So I'll give you a sample sentence again just so that you can directly compare them. Mm-hmm. She sells seashells without a license, so she's going to prison. Sake. Okay. You may also hear construction outside because this has been a focal point of this entire video.
Okay.
Okay.
I cannot hear the construction.
Okay, so you've heard microphone 1. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if he didn't stop eating because he had crippling emotional issues?
Mm-hmm.
And then you heard microphone 2. She sells seashells without a license, so she's going to prison. Can you unequivocally confirm that you do not know which one was which?
I don't know which one either is. Yeah.
Okay, and I didn't say anything before this call?
Nope.
Cool. Microphone 1, microphone 2. Which was better?
Microphone 1. And I'll tell you for why.
Okay.
Microphone 2 sounded like it was muffled. You know, like you were in a soundproofed room or something, which isn't necessarily a good thing because it muffled you a bit too much.
I can confirm this room is by no means soundproof. It's actually quite bad.
This is it. I don't know, your voice sounds so much clearer on microphone 1, and as I say, microphone 2, it sounded a lot more like you were sort of in a small padded room.
Okay.
And yeah, no, that wasn't a good thing. It sounded like you were trying to like record your audiobook or something.
Which is coming 2019.
Yeah.
On either of them, microphone 1, microphone 2, could you hear the construction noise in the background?
Neither.
Neither. Okay. So noise cancellation isn't too bad on either. I shall give you the result. Microphone 1, your favourite one, was indeed the Thronmax MDrill 1, the new microphone that I'm testing.
Ooh.
I know.
Beat the snowball then.
Take that, Snowball. So there we have it, the MDrill 1 by Thronmax. Obviously you've heard all of the sample footage, so let me know in the comments down below which one did you prefer. Special thank you to Jamie from XNVR. I'll drop a link to his channel and Twitch in the description down below. And as always, a special thank you to the construction crew outside. You've been a massive help in helping me create content, as you always do every Friday. As I mentioned, the MDrill 1 will drop on Amazon in March 2019. If you're watching this before then, I'll leave a link in the description down below when it goes live. If you're watching in March and beyond in the future, then it should be down there. But if you enjoyed this video, you found it particularly helpful or somewhat entertaining, a thumbs up would be appreciated. If you haven't already, remember to subscribe to the channel. And as always, I shall see you in the next one.